again, you'll be able to, if you do have to pop out or you miss anything or you want to share, we will have this recording and it'll be in that same drive for all my entrepreneurs who want to maybe check it out later or share. That will be there, but I will introduce myself and continue to admit folks. And if anybody else can catch any of those people, please do. Pat and Emma, if you can do that, as people are popping in while I'm talking. But I am Vanessa Williams. I'm the Thrive trainer. So I have been working with this wonderful group of entrepreneurs for the last 10 weeks. They have been a pleasure to work with. I joined RMMFI as an employee this summer, but I also am an entrepreneur who went through the program a couple years ago. About 2.5 years ago, started with Idea Lab, did boot camp. And so I now also have been in business for the last 2 years. And actually, it's my business's anniversary today. It was officially registered today.
Woo,
Yeah, I
congrats.
completely forgot that like falls tonight. But yeah, November 2nd. It's my anniversary. But yeah, so I have been in business. So I've been through the process and also volunteered with RMMFI last year, working on our DEIA statement and policies. So I am all up in the organization and very happy to be here. So tonight we get to see what the entrepreneurs have been working on over the last 10 weeks. Lots of learning has happened. This has been a great group who's really done a lot of sharing with one another. They've, as much as I or any guest speakers or anyone else from RMMFI have done any teaching this year, they have also done that for one another. And so this has been a really awesome supportive group. So I just wanted to give a quick shout out to all of you for that. A little bit of Zoom guidance. I know most of us at this point are Zoomed out since the pandemic, but cameras on if possible, mute if you're not speaking, feel free to raise hands. We will have some time set aside specifically for asking questions towards the end. Feel free to use the chat. We will be kind of alternating, monitoring that chat and responding to folks. And again, and I'm Patrick, if you can let anybody in, if I'm missing anybody that's popping up in our waiting room. But everyone, if you can share your names, businesses or organizations, pronouns, any other information that you want to share in the chat, please go ahead and do that. That way we have a little bit of an idea of who everyone is. I know most of us at this point have met one another, but yes, please share your information down there so everybody knows who you are and what you do. Again, we're going to be here tonight for probably about 2 hours. I think we have the time slotted maybe for a little bit more than that. But again, we do have a few entrepreneurs who were not able to make it this evening. We're also going to have a mentor thank you and raffle. And then we'll go into our capstone project presentations. And then we will also go over any additional announcements or anything that's coming up with the organization. We've got lots of RMMFI folks here tonight. So thanks to everyone. I see you guys popping your information down there into the chat. So yeah, this has been a really great group of entrepreneurs. Like I said, we had 10 folks in our organization. Everyone went all the way through. We had really excellent attendance throughout. This group was very responsible. Let me know if they were ever going to miss anything. Again, like I said, they were very supportive of one another as well. So super excited to be able to celebrate them tonight. So let me go ahead and get the presentation up for you guys. And get our lovely welcome going. Right. So again, welcome to everybody. And again, if you guys can just keep an eye on anybody who's popping in right now while I've got my screen taken up here. But as a reminder to anyone who isn't super familiar with the program, especially with Thrive. So we'll talk a little bit about what we did here. So It's a 10-week program that is designed for our entrepreneurs who have gone through boot camp and have launched their business. Usually those who have been in business for at least a year or been done with the boot camp program for at least a year. And now what they're doing is looking to strengthen their business, grow their business, etc. And this program includes pre-approval for a zero interest loan up to $1,000, educational workshops, and we'll go through a little bit of what workshops we covered over this past 10-week program. We did lots of experiential labs, lots of structured time for them to work on their businesses. And you'll see that a lot of them have taken some of the concepts from what we went over during this program and incorporated that into their capstone projects. So they also have had weekly one-on-one with their mentors, and have really created the community is a big part of what I think a lot of people come to this program for. And a big part of what a lot of people hang on to after going through this is having that community of RMMFI entrepreneurs. And so this is a little bit different than some of our other programming because it's very self-guided. It's kind of that, it's like grad level programming. So these are folks who are it's very self-guided. They're working on this project on their own. Obviously, we're supporting them along the way, but there is a lot of just them doing a lot of proactive decision-making along the way. So they deserve a lot of props for the work that they've done this year. So these are our education topics that we covered. So branding, storytelling, and digital marketing, e-commerce presence, the sales cycle, everything from inquiries to invoices, business automation tools, small business accounting and bookkeeping, financial forecasting and projections, hiring, HR and outsourcing, and strategic visioning, metrics, and growth planning. And so, again, these are a list of all of our entrepreneurs here and our wonderful mentors, and want to give a big thanks to all of them. And Emma, if you want to take over there on our mentor piece and the mentor raffle.
Yeah, absolutely.
There.
Hi, everybody. Nice to see you all. I'm super excited to hear everybody's presentations. This is always one of my favorite events, and it's gonna be great. Yeah, just want to jump in really quick and say a huge thank you to both our mentors and our workshop providers. You saw their names throughout that 10-week program. We've had a ton of awesome experts from the community come in and just share their experience and really be teachers and facilitators for this class of entrepreneurs. So huge thank you to everyone who's on the call and isn't. You've done a ton to support this group of entrepreneurs, help them kind of stay on track with the goals that they've set for themselves and what they want to achieve throughout this program. So super excited to see it all come to a culmination tonight. And I hope you all can join in on the celebration, knowing that you've made a big impact. Couple of things. One, I hope it was a positive experience for you too. And we are going to be sending out a feedback survey for mentors later this week. So when you see that come to your inbox, just please take a moment to fill that out. Definitely helps us just continue to improve our volunteer experience down the line. And then I think, yeah, we can go ahead and do the mentor raffle since that's where we're at here. We have a gift for one lucky mentor in this group, and it's going to be a gift from Octavia's, actually, which is owned by Brandy Stewart, who's on the call. Brandy is a graduate of the TBA, an awesome member of the staff team here at RMMFI, and also was a mentor for this TBA. So pretty much involved in every possible way. So I figured it was fitting to have the gift be from Brandy's business, Octavia's. And so huge congratulations to Teddy Kane, who is the winner of our raffle this evening. Yay for Teddy.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. You will be getting some lovely teas and soaps from Brandy's business.
Best teas in Denver.
Sorry?
No, I was just giving a shout out. Best teas in Denver.
Yeah, that's right. Cool. And then the last thing, Vanessa, you can go to the next slide there. Great. And then, yeah, just wanted to say that if this was a positive experience for you, which I hope it was, If you are interested in mentoring again for our next TBA cohort, we have a little break in between the two, but the next TBA 5 will be running from March through May in 2023. So definitely keep an eye out for some info about that as we get a little bit closer. We'd love to have you all back as mentors. And there are also a whole lot of other volunteer opportunities available in between those two times. So if you want to stay involved, please let me know. And I will, be in touch with the details about the next TBA. So thank you all so much. That's all from me.
All right, so moving on to the getting into our grand event of the evening is the Capstone projects. So a lot of you here are somewhat familiar with what the Capstone project is, but basically, as I was explaining a little bit earlier, each entrepreneur within the cohort has a goal that they want to reach during the program, and that becomes their project. And so each one of their projects is a little bit different because, again, they've all been in business for at least a year, but with this group, we had a wide span of different phases where they are with their business. So they had different goals that they wanted to achieve. And these things were everything from working on increasing sales, going into wholesaling, working on websites, creating and launching new products and projects and partnerships and all kinds of things. So they all had multiple ideas starting off. And some of their ideas have evolved over the course of time. And these goals are to strengthen their business and really take themselves to the next level. And I advise them all to, really not to panic if they realize that they had multiple goals or that this goal led to another one, to go ahead, focus in on one. And then just now you've got a way and a little bit of a process to focus in and complete your next goal, and feel free to take on the next one after this, because that's really what it's all about. And so that's what they are sharing with us tonight. So each of the entrepreneurs is going to present their project for 6 minutes. And the entrepreneurs will get a couple of questions from our panel here today. We have Sarah, Allison, and Ryan who will pose a few questions. Don't worry, entrepreneurs, as I told you, so this is not a judge thing. You don't have a contest going on or anything like that, but just some follow-up questions to ask and give feedback or, inquiries about maybe something that you mentioned in your presentation or something about your business. So panel can ask, like I said, business projects, takeaways, next steps, those other goals that pop their heads up along the way while you guys were working on these ones. So it may be things related to that. So we have this is our order of presentation tonight. So Jessica Berry with Bosco Baking was not able to be here tonight, but she recorded a video because she knew ahead of time that she wasn't going to be able to attend tonight. So I will share her video. Laura had an emergency today, so I will share a little bit about her project as well. I put them at the beginning, guys, so that no one technically has to go first. So you guys can get a little bit of your jitters out by letting Jessica, who is sharing by video today, go first. So we will be going in this order. This is our Capstone project panel. So we have Sarah Kraft, our marketing and marketing communications from RMMFI, Allison Palmer with the grants development manager, and Ryan Flanders, our capital manager. Any questions from anybody? Apparently my cat has questions. I don't know if you guys can hear him meowing in the background. But okay, awesome. And if we don't have any questions, then we will continue to move along. So give me just a moment. I'm actually going to go and let me get to Jessica's video really quickly. I moved her around in here. Let me see if I can make this a little bit bigger for everybody.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Jessica Berry. I own Bosco Baking Company. It's a gluten-free bakery. I started making cakes out of my house in 2012 and have expanded my business into wholesale for coffee shops and restaurants. My initial goal for the Capstone was to create a roadmap for selling my business. My husband and I currently both work in the business, me full-time and him part-time, roughly 12 hours a week. We would like to eventually move into a more rural part of the state. So getting out of Denver involved somehow either closing or selling the business. So I decided to explore the opportunity to sell the business. Once I started talking to my mentor, Karin, she so politely stated the obvious that in order to sell my business, I would need to have employees that are currently performing all of the tasks that I'm working on right now. So everything from production to sales to delivery and shopping. So we decided to revise the goal to create an informed plan to hire my first employee. Step one was tracking my time. This is how I typically spend my week. The first and biggest is baking. I don't get paid if it doesn't get made. So that is the biggest chunk and one of the areas that we decided to focus on for hiring. The next area that we thought might be good for hiring was deliveries, but since that's my only face-to-face contact with my customers, I decided to leave that one aside for now as a focus for hiring. The next opportunity was as a farmer's market salesperson. I currently set up and sell at the farmer's market every Sunday during the season. So we thought that that might be an opportunity to hire somebody who doesn't necessarily have baking skills, but might want a part-time job and for some extra cash during the summer months. The first employee would be the bakery assistant. I looked on Indeed and Poach for job description and average hourly salary. You can see below that I decided to have this person work roughly 50 weeks per year instead of incurring the cost of hiring and training over and over due to the somewhat seasonal nature of my business. I thought it might be better to keep this employee consistent. So for my financial model, I use the figures below when determining the amount that I would need to pay the person over the course of the year. The second person would be the farmer's market salesperson. Once again, I looked online for job description and average hourly. This is a seasonal position, so the pay is a little bit lower and it's only roughly 6 hours per week. So you can see the numbers below that I used in the calculations. The next step was determining whether or not I can afford these employees. So while I did a lot of financial modeling, this is a really excellent graph, a visual of the seasonal flow of my business. So there is a much higher revenue during the summer months and during the market season with a low in January and February. So the seasonal farmers market person would obviously be instrumental in helping with that increased revenue. The next step was to figure out how I need to increase my revenue in order to be able to pay the hourly rates of those employees. So I focused on the 3 areas that I'm currently selling the most. So coffee shops, that's the annual revenue for one coffee shop. Coffee shops are easy to duplicate, they're predictable business, and they're long-term clients, which makes them very stable. Restaurants are a little bit less stable. They require a little bit more research and development. They are long-term clients, but they're a little bit more difficult to market to. And farmers markets, great revenue, seasonal, and crossover sales of existing product. So I decided to focus on coffee shops and farmers markets for adding that revenue because they were a little bit easier for me to do. So step 4 was determining how many coffee shops or farmers markets I would need to add in order to afford these employees. The part-time baking assistant, I would need 5 or 6 shops, or I can do 1 coffee shop and 1 farmer's market. The farmer's market salesperson, I can currently afford to pay, but I would like to add 1 coffee shop as a buffer to make me more confident in being able to hire that person. I'm looking forward to the 2023 season, and I'm trying to hire either 1 or both of these employees in May of 2023 to start growing my business and helping me step away from some of the day-to-day activities and focus on the growth and hiring. You can visit me at the South Pearl Street Market for the next 2 Sundays. I'll be there from 9 to 1, and you can also scan the QR code to find our amazing retailers. A huge thank you to my mentor, Karin, who got married during the Thrive Business Accelerator and still managed to be an amazing resource to me during this. So thank you, thank you, thank you so much. I hope you all have a great evening, and I'll see you later. Bye.
Okay, so Jessica, that was awesome. I was so glad that she did that because she worked so hard on her project, and we met and discussed. I have a background in doing a lot of hiring and recruiting, so we had lots of good talks about her going out and doing this for the first time and how to pick the best people. And so with a lot of she was very super sharp, really gave a lot of excellent feedback throughout the course. And like she said, she had lots of great things to say about her experience working with Karin. So a big thanks to you again. Don't know if anybody had any questions or comments. I can pop Jessica's thing back up on the screen if anybody wanted to grab her QR code. So if you give me just a second, I can share that. But feel free if anybody has any questions or comments to share right now before we go on to our next person.
I just wanted to say that was amazing. That was so cool. It is really hard to present, and be able to capture your ideas in slides, but she did an amazing job of capturing in a video, even though it's tricky to do, and such a cool project. And yeah, great work, Karin, and Vanessa, and obviously Jessica.
Yeah, for sure. She's awesome. And yeah, she worked really hard on this project, and she felt very it definitely felt a little bit daunting in the beginning, especially taking on so many new ideas of things that where she wasn't 100% sure of how she would proceed or what to focus on first or what was going to be the most important things to do. So definitely want to give her props for that. Let me see if I can pop her QR code back up on the screen for everybody in case anyone wants to grab that. So here you go. I'll pop that back up for you guys. That's Jessica's QR code. If anybody, give everybody a second if you want to grab that and check her out further. She's going to be, again, like she said, she will be at the farmers markets. So I wanted to make sure that that is up there. All right. And our next presentation is from Laura, and she is not able to be here this evening, but I will give a quick little overview on what she was working on with her project. So I will pop Jessica's down, and then we'll go on and move on to Laura. But if anyone else, I do want to make sure that if anyone else had any other comments or questions or anything like that that they wanted to say before I move on, give you a chance to do that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and share the screen so we can see Laura's presentation. All right, and Laura's business is Curious Her Kitchen. So she does vegan and vegetarian catering, and she also has wholesale vegan snacks. She was working on a like sippable soups that she will have. I know we've got some vegan and vegetarian folks within our community here, so definitely feel free to share her information. And we'll dig a little bit into to what she's been doing. So with her business, she does catering. She also works as a private chef, and she is getting into wholesaling. So she had, let's get this popcorn popping. And one of the things that she did to get out and do a little bit of marketing, because we set weekly goals also throughout the program. So one of the things that she had was to start to get her wholesaling going by setting a goal to, I think she was trying to go and visit 4 like bars and restaurants to get some of her products in there. And so one of the things that she was doing is she was bringing like little samples, and the popcorn was one of the things that she did. So she had this gourmet popcorn. She brought some staple flavors, the dill pickle, rosemary, hatch green chili. She has some seasonal flavors. You got your pumpkin spice for your folks who went nuts as soon as the first leaf fell this year. Cocoa, peppermint, white chocolate floral, and elodie. So she had some pretty cool ideas. And again, so she started off with targeting the bars and the breweries, mini golf, arcades, art galleries, coffee shops, paint and sips, comedy clubs, theaters, concert venues, sports venues. And it was really cool to be able to hear from her each week and just sharing a little bit of who she had gone to see, and that she had started landing some contracts with some of these types of businesses, even during the 10 weeks. And so she had her pitch package together, and this is essentially what she was sharing. So she was bringing her sample to kind of get in people's minds and, kind of in their bellies at the same time. So she would get this information out to them. And she was really working on just being a little bit bolder with her pitch in general. So she got really organized about this process. And she had her list of places that she was planning to go, and she was proactively getting herself out there and getting to those places. And so her action plan was really, like I said, getting out there, to go and hit the pavement. That was huge. It was a bold step for her. Again, like we had that sales session during the 10 weeks, and a lot of entrepreneurs spoke to how getting out there and directly talking to people is one of the most challenging things if that's not their background. So it was a very bold step for her to get out and do that. She's also working on her social media campaign, getting her taglines, and keeping her spreadsheet, tracking who she had talked to and her follow-up, working on her wholesale account database, keeping up with that, and ultimately looking to procure a loan in the program. So this was her overview on her finances. We did, again, of course, we dig into that lovely financial workbook within Thrive. We revisited from boot camp. And so she revisited her numbers to really look at that so that she could make these revenue goals, to know how much hitting the pavement she really needed to do, how many new clients she needed to bring on, what kinds of sales she needed to do in order to be able to really hit those goals. And so here is her information. Again, if anybody wants to get in contact with her, if you have leads for her, we do love to share within our community whenever we can. So definitely share her information, visit her website and her Instagram, show her some love. If you're interested in her products, definitely hit her up. But Laura was also, she was one of the entrepreneurs who was there every week, very supportive of her, of her fellow entrepreneurs, always looking for ideas. They leaned on each other so much. And again, even though some of them had similar businesses and some of them very different, they talked about collaborating and things like that. So even though Laura couldn't be here tonight, I did want to share the hard work that she did, and definitely encourage you all to get in touch with her, especially for my vegans and vegetarians and just my health conscious folks out there. Any questions that anybody had, or any feedback or anything you'd like me to pass along to Laura?
Tell her she did a great job.
I definitely will. Yeah. That's our homegirl, Curious Her Kitchen. So definitely check her out. And then we'll go on to our next person. I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything here in terms of any questions or any direct messages or anything like that. Cool. All right. So I'll go back to my screen share here. Okay. And next we have Michael Brown. So Michael, I'll continue to share screen. You can go ahead and tell us a little bit about your project here.
Hello, everybody. I'm Michael Brown, owner of Mall Catering, LLC. That stands for Michael, Mercedes, Adriana, Alexis, Letitia, and Lawire. I got 5 daughters. Hopefully one of them may want to take over the business someday, so that's why I put that down. Located at 1660 South Albion Street in Denver, directly across from the Best Buy and the Hampton Hotel. The first thing is, as you see on the screen, we're doing, my project was the financial. I wanted to get my financial books in order. As you see that screen there, that's my coffee shop. As you walk into the building, I'm right in the lobby. Would love people to come by and check it out. Getting some signage out there right now. I kind of pivoted my whole thing from just doing the books to working on signage. Teddy out there, thank you. He was a great mentor. He was a great friend, and he had a great ear when it wasn't about business. It was just a man-to-man sharing some personal things in your life. I appreciate that about you, that I had the opportunity to do that. So thank you again. Congratulations, Teddy. As you walk in the door, that's my coffee shop right there. It's small. It's in a little space, but I'm glad to have it. I worked 8 years just to get into a brick and mortar place, and I'm glad I'm in it, and I'm going to make it happen from there. We can go to the next slide. That's the system that I'm using right now. That's the Clover system. It kind of works good, but it's costly. You know, I may have jumped in some things, and I found out in the financial things, if you try to go big too fast, it's not good. So I'm going back to the square, working on getting that. Had a little snafu. Somebody broke into my car and stole all my banking information. So I had to stop everything, get everything changed over. The banks just released the money that I was making, so, and everything is getting back, back to normal on that. We can go to the next screen. Every Tuesday and Thursday, I do special foods, things. That's the spreadsheet right there. I am now filling it in. It's taking some time. I realized I opened up last year. I thought I was opened up last year, October 16, 2021, but the city held me back. I officially opened August 29th, 2022, when I was able to start selling stuff. So I was glad to do that. It's been a great journey for me. I learned a lot of things along the way, and the Drive organization has definitely helped me out. I met Jessica. She came by. We're going to be doing some business together. I'm doing some business with some other entrepreneurs there. Sedona, I got my daughter. She needs her hair done. I can't do it. I should have learned years ago. I got 5 of them, but I never wanted to deal with their hairs. So she's going to do that. It's just been a pleasure coming and just doing the Zoom. On Tuesdays, again, I do omelets, chicken and waffles. Tomorrow, I'm going to be doing some type of Chipotle deal. It's not actually Chipotle, but I'm a chef also, so I cook. I go out to the kitchen where I work at, and they let me use that to prepare all the food, and I bring it over to the shop. I'll be serving from about 11 to 2 o'clock tomorrow. If anybody wants to stop by and have some food, it's going to be some beef and some chicken and some salads and some other type of things there. So feel free to stop by. I'm doing everything I can to increase business and get this thing up and running. It's just been extra all about it. Coffee, that's going to be my signage that's going to be in the window. When you come in, it's going to be a flashing opening sign there. I have some flash that's going to be out front. So that's why I did the pivot at. It was just the books, but talking with Teddy, he just said, hey, what's the best way that you can increase business? Well, let people know where you're at. You're in this building, but nobody knows you're here. If you just pass by, you see a building, I got to let them know I'm there. So we're going with the signage first. And then we'll move and, work on the books a little bit more. Business card coming up, flags coming. It's just a great opportunity. I thank RMFMI for letting me join this cohort. The Capstone has been very helpful. And I've learned a lot along the way. My business is a breathing organism. Every day I'm greeting people, I'm meeting people, I'm going out, and it's just something different. And it's a work in progress. It's a work in progress. Again, extra, we're all about it. Coffee and more. Michael Brown, LLC.
Great presentation.
Good job,
Nice,
Michael.
Michael, very nice.
And I may be a little nervous. I got the kid jumping around. I got, I'm a man with 5 daughters. Can everything go right, even on the day of my presentation?
So Michael,
Yes.
Michael, I go to Dr. Henry Perret in that same building where you do the stuff, and we only go twice a year unless somebody has a cavity, but it's so awesome because whomever is there, probably one of your daughters, so nice, so sweet. I've even asked her, like, what should I do with my daughter today? She's like, let me tell you a little secret how to be a mom.
Okay, that was Sheila. Sheila used to own that location.
So
we worked together for years.
We've experienced your coffee and your family's, welcoming. So I thank you for that.
Thank you guys very much, and we're gonna be there. I mean, number one, they like me, so I got one good thing going for me. They want me to be there. Now I got to make everything else happen, and I'm gonna do it. Teddy, again, congratulations. Thank you. You've been great, and when I have to vent, you were there and let me, and I really appreciate that.
You got it, Michael. You're very, very welcome, and congratulations.
A great deal. Thank you. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you.
Yeah, and I wanted to give you a shout out, Michael, because I know you mentioned like some of the, you dealt with a lot of stuff just getting open, and I wanted to just give you a shout out. You've had the most positive attitude week over week, always present, always contributing, always, just with a positive greeting, even through some of those tougher weeks that you had, and your resiliency is very admirable. So I definitely wanted to.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
Yeah. And with you being our first kind of live person presenting, wanted to give the panel a chance if you had a question or two or any comments or anything specific for Michael.
Yeah, I'll jump in. Hey, Michael, it's Ryan. It's good to see
How you doing, Ryan?
Good. I am so happy to see this presentation and see that you've got the coffee shop open. I know you've been working very hard for a long time to get this up and running, and it's been a journey. And your door's open, you're making sales. That's so cool. So with like that process and opening your doors, and there's a lot that goes into that, but what's like one big thing that you've learned in that process?
I learned to be patient, and I think when I first came to RMFMI, they said it may take you some time. They didn't say how much time, but they said it may take you some time. And since I came there, it's been 4.5 years. But you know what? Just going to the boot camp and all that stuff, the one thing I learned from all the people who was in there, don't give up. You can't give up. You got to keep trying, and you still got to support your family. So sometimes it maybe look like a hobby, but I always stayed in there. I was always out trying to contact people and find different locations. I would call you guys, say, hey, I think I'm gonna get this place over here. It fell through. I'm gonna get this one over here. It didn't work. And I said, I'm not giving up. I'm just gonna keep going and keep trying, and I'm gonna make it happen. This is the dream that I had. Now, as I was telling somebody the other day, the guy that I do cooking for, man, I'm 63 years old. This is my dream. If I stop now, I may never get another chance. So I'm putting everything aside and I'm going to work this. I'm going to make it happen. So
Bravo.
I'm just grateful, and I'm just going to keep hanging in there. So thank you. Thank you very much. RMFMI, you guys, thank you.
Yes, Michael, yes.
Yes. Hey, we all can do it. I promise you. If I can do it, anybody can.
Hi, Michael. It's Allison from RMMFI. I just want to compliment you on the name of your business. It's distinctive and fun, and it makes me want to drink a cup of coffee. So I was really excited to hear that you're promoting the name with the signage. I think it's really catchy and fun. And I just wanted to give you some props for an incredible, very unique name.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm a man with 5 daughters. What can I do? And all their names, it's like it just fell in line. It was a project when I was in culinary school, and I'm like, you know what? This is what I want to do, and that's what I'm going to name it. So it worked out good for me. Thank you.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much, Michael. All right.
And whoever's next in line is, once you get rolling, just go. 6 minutes is quick.
Yeah, it is. It definitely is. And so next we have Chanel. And I just want to make sure that I have her here. Let me see. I think I might have lost her on here. So I will, we'll come back to hers. And let's see here. And we'll go on to Shahada. So Shahada, I'm going to go ahead and get you popped up here on the screen. And again, you've got 6 minutes, and then we will have save a few minutes for anyone who has any accolades, questions, and comments for you afterwards. So I'll go ahead and get you up.
Cool. My daughter is, practicing violin. So if you hear that in the background, that's what that is. I have music accompaniment.
I know, I was like, wow, I didn't know you were going to have music in the background. Mine was just playing guitar earlier. We've had a very musical experience over the last 10 weeks with our kids playing in the background. But
absolutely.
Accompaniment. Just let me know when you want me to switch screen.
Okay, cool. Well, hi everybody. My name is Shahada Iman, the owner and operator of Amala Beauty and Beyond, a full service beauty salon with a line of hair and body products. Next slide. Before I get to the goals planned for the Thrive Capstone project, let me start with where I want to be in a year once those goals are achieved successfully. So in order to know what was needed to be done, I needed to know the end game. With the support of my mentor, we started at the finish line. In a year, I'm shooting for my gross revenue to be $100,000. How will I get there? I believe the most effective way is to improve my website to increase the sales and bookings. For example, if service bookings increase by 35%, that translates into an additional $38,000 a year with, for example, 18 silk press clients, and that will be working 36 hours a week. And also, if I sell 200 serums or a combination of products a month, I will earn an additional $5,000 a month in gross revenue. Next slide. And the gross margins, pretty much to get to that point, would be my hair serum sales would have to increase by 75% just about. And then my silk press, well, I should just say it's in total 75% increase on my hair serums because I sell quite a bit of that, but I don't have a big production. And then my silk press clientele will be at about 98% of my business. We picked those things because they are the service and products that bring the highest gross profit margins because they require the least amount of time, or COGS resulting, or cost of goods and services resulting in the highest good for the business. Next slide. All of that financial evaluation led me to focus on the goals that will market my services and products for exponential growth. Improving the website in 3 areas will help increase the appeal to visitors to be informational, reduce overhead costs, and make purchases and bookings easier and more attractive. 1, the website improvements will include redesigning the page intro, above the fold imagery, as well as clarifying the call to actions to help the client find things more easily. On the product page, product photos will be enhanced to make the visual more attractive, plus variations of sizes and scents to give more options to the consumers. Lastly, improve the booking site, the bookings page or site to get clients to book directly through me, as opposed to my third-party site, which gives me a little bit of overhead beyond my merchant fees. I also have to pay them for some marketing if I appear at a certain place on their website. So I will reduce costs in the long run from the third-party site being eliminated, and give me more autonomy to have more offerings and be more direct to my clientele. I'll be able to utilize reward programs, coupons, and specials. I will also reduce the amount of services so that I can focus on those services that generate more income. Of course, whatever brings me the highest revenue with the least amount of time. Next slide. So the tasks that I need to kill, I have some actionable items that'll need to be put in place to make sure that the goals of this project are achieved. Now all I have to do is follow through and I will achieve my 1-year revenue goal in no time. So creating client lists and service lists for content guides for my web designer, get upgraded photos of products, and then I'll hire the web designer so that they'll have that information to be able to redesign my website to my liking. And then I'll also monitor that work as the redesigner takes care of it. And then I will improve my site links to online storefronts. So I'm currently trying to work with the Amazon Accelerator program, Black Business Accelerator program. And then I'm also searching for a manufacturer to be able to produce more product, and that way I don't have to do that labor part. Next slide. So that's all in a nutshell. I hope you guys understood everything. And I am Amala Beauty and Beyond, a full service salon and natural hair and body products. And to book a service or purchase products, go to my website or scan the QR code. Thank you.
Sister Queen, Sister Queen.
Nice job, Shahada.
Thank you.
Yes, and before I turn it over to the panel one, I wanted to leave this up on the screen so you guys can scan her QR code and take down her website to check her out. And I also just wanted to give you the shout out, Shahada, that you gave if we had like superlatives or whatever that we were going to give out for the class, you definitely were like a sage in the group. You gave lots of really excellent tips and feedback to the rest of your cohort. And I just wanted to say thank you so much for just your presence every week in the course. It was very helpful, and you showed a lot of love to the rest of your cohort.
Thank you. Each one teach one, right?
Yes, exactly. All right. And then for our panel, if you guys have a question or two or any comments for Shahada specifically, I will switch us to our Brady Bunch mode so that you guys can see each other. Okay.
Hi, congratulations. It was an amazing presentation. It's Allison from RMMFI. Do you have a favorite product that you produce? And would you ever consider sort of pushing that one to the front since it's a bestseller, or a favorite fragrance in one of your products?
Yes, great question. I am working to promote the hair serum because it does promote growth, especially for women experiencing alopecia or stress breakage, which is kind of like from braids, or you're pulling your hair too tight in a ponytail. So I'm really going to start highlighting that. And then also my sugar scrub. You know, I have a body butter, but people just love this sugar scrub. And so for the winter time, that's going to be, you know, a real big push. And then hopefully that'll carry me throughout the year.
Thank you. It sounds fantastic.
Thank you. Get you some.
Thanks. Yes.
Actually, I had a quick question. What's something that you learned during the TBA that was surprising, or that you didn't expect to get out of it?
I don't know if I learned anything surprising. I'll say that. Because I feel like, you know, of course, when you're an entrepreneur and you're starting everything, you know, I'm one of those people, you know, that's done a bunch of stuff in the past. So I'm familiar with a lot of things. That's why, you know, I'm always opening my mouth and adding things. But what I think that the Capstone did was help me just really focus and delve down into what I needed to focus on. Cause my mind's all over the place. So that's what it really meant to me. So Ryan, you will be happy to know I finally did my taxes. And so it really pushed me to like get past a lot of things and really start making lists and being committed to it and whatever. And of course, you know, when you're in a cohort like this, it really, everybody's support just really kind of, you know, pushes you forward, you know. So that's the most surprising thing I'll probably say.
Awesome. Way to go.
Thank you.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, for sure.
This is Sarah. What, if any, do you have plans for the holidays to push your product?
That's going to be a little tricky. I'm supposed to have surgery on the 15th of November. And so I'm hoping while I'm laying in the bed that I will have, the plan is to have I am going to have a Black Friday sale, pop that off, and then just I'm gonna be creating more postings. If anybody has been in the T-Mobile has a small business like academy or whatever, and they have, you know, different webinars like a lot of these businesses do, right? But one of the things they were like, have 13 different, you know, campaigns you can do. So that's what I'm going to be trying to create. I did do some last year that I can kind of, what do you call it? Recycle this year. So I'll be working heavily on that, on the presence while I have the web designer. I'm hoping to have the web designer in a week or two, so I can really launch that Black Friday sale throughout the holidays.
Great. Well, good luck with your surgery, and I believe in you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, awesome. And then I think she may have popped off and needed to pop back on. So I am going to skip ahead a little bit and we may have to come back. So Donna was having a little bit of a issue with her connection. So she'll pop back on for us. But give me just a second and I'll move us forward to our next presentation. All right. And this one, I gotta say, one of my homies that I go way back with to boot camp, Nadia, been along on the journey for quite a bit of time here together. So I will go ahead and get your presentation up here. Let me know when you want me to advance anything along or linger a little bit longer on a slide for you.
All right. Oh. Okay. So good evening, everyone. My business is Yahweh's Hands. I am Nadia Ziad. I'm an occupational massage therapist, and I am doing medical massage. Next slide, please. Originally, my capstone process was solely focused on the financial workbook. However, during this process, to get to these projections was very eye-opening for me. Early on in the process, it became clear my different services and products had vastly different margins. Additionally, the comprehensive curriculum covered in the classwork illustrated the impact sales and marketing would have on growing the higher margin portions of my business. Next slide. The products I wanted to add to my business are not as profitable, but they will have an experiential advantage for the clients in assisting with their pain. So I was wanting to add a pain soak salt that I was going to create. And then I also do essential oils as a part of my massage for pain. And the deep blue, I also sell that in the office. So all of those products, even though they have a 20% plus markup, you can see the different price points that I would make, but it's still not enough for me to sustain the volume it would take to make it worth my time or the cost of inventory. Next slide, please. So this screen shows you, again, basically looking at the oils that it would cost me to create the products, the jar, the salt. So just gives you more detail of what that would look like. And so basically working with, I just want to say thank you to Ethel because she really helped me to really understand what all of the numbers were saying and what everything meant. And because at first I was like, well, that's good. And she was like, Billy, it's not. She said, you know, you would have to sell, you know, almost 100 of those just to try to make $100. And I was like, oh, that's not good. So it really helped me to look at it from a different perspective. So next slide, please. So the other thing that we looked at was, because I also do energy work and along with massage, the energy work is $85. I didn't put that in there, but I also do what's called workman's comp massage. And so those clients come to me from workman's comp and they pay $60. And then I have my personal massage clients who pay $120. And so the second takeaway for me was that the profitability of my massage service, it was more on the personal massage. Next slide. What happened to my presentation, Vanessa? So another thing was this exercise clarified my why, which was why I was in business. And for me, the biggest thing, I know that most people are like, well, I'm in business to make money. And I'm one of those people who are like, yeah, we're supposed to be in business to make money, but I'm in business. My first goal is because I care about people and I want to help them to heal. I want to help them to feel nurtured and I want to teach them. And those are the things that differentiate my business from most other businesses. And so this whole process of going through Thrive and even the workbook really aligned with what I was really needing to understand about growing my business and moving forward and continuing my business. So one of the things was, even though the workman's comp massage doesn't pay as much, it has a secondary benefit for me in that those clients, once their workman's comp case is closed, they can be converted over to my personal business. And one of the things that we talked about was really creating a experiential process and really teaching them how to care for themselves, especially, you know, after their case is closed, and helping them to understand that working with me through this process is what has helped them to feel better. So all of that is what will help to bring them over to become a personal massage client. So again, this process, along with listening in class, helped to bring my brand and vision into focus. Next slide, please. So again, the second, another takeaway was that the personal massage was my most profitable service, with the profit margin of 55% on $120 versus the workman's comp massage at 9% on $60. Next slide. All right, so on this page, oh, I gotta get to my notes. Okay. So here, this one was really important for me to understand that, okay, so right now I see about 4 to 5 clients. And I also spent some time working with Ryan and, no, Jeremy, sorry. And what Jeremy helped me to see was that he took me through a little operation with the workbook to do a projection. And that helped me to see that with just adding 2 massages a month, 2 of the workman's comp and 2 of the personal massages, just doing that alone would help to increase my revenue for next year to, it's like $10,000. And so for me, that was really good because right now my business isn't making any money. And one of the other things that we determined that in September of this year, the business actually broke even. And so we looked at the numbers and we found out how many workman's comp massages, which was 9, and then personal massages, which was 6. So doing that many each, at least that many each month, is what I would need to break even. But of course, I want to do more. So those were the things that I needed to know for my business so that I could continue to move forward and grow. Next slide, please. All right, so then on this slide, the what I So for my sales funnel, marketing, branding, converting the workman's comp clients into personal massage clients, one of the things was that many of the workman's comp clients, they're new to massage. And so, which is actually an advantage for me, because working with me, they will get to experience the care that I provide. And then a lot of times I've had clients previously that I've worked with, they've gone out and tried other massage, and they've come back and they said, I didn't like it, they've hurt me, they did this. And it's like, well, why didn't you call me? So again, in my experience, the Yahweh's Hands massage process is what differentiates my massage from others, is because of the care and the compassion and the concern that I put into it. So I focus on healing, nurturing, and teaching. And so when we're talking about healing, you know, I am focusing on creating individualized plans for the client, where I take that information, and then secondly, we do a step-by-step process where the client, we work for 12 weeks at a time, and then we do a re-evaluation at every 4 weeks. They are also given homework that they need to do, not a whole lot of homework, but just minimal homework. I also ask them to do some journaling to understand what's going on with their body over the time, so that we can keep touch with what they're noticing different in their body. We start out with teaching them how to do a body scan so that they can pay attention, because one of the biggest things is that people are very disconnected from their bodies. So my job is to help them reconnect and just focus in on what's going on with their body. And then the last thing is, with the teaching, is I want them to take ownership of their healing process and not just look at, oh, I'm going to go to her and she's going to fix it, because I don't do any of that. It's between the client, they're putting in their time, their exercise, they're coming to me, I'm working with them. I don't take over, I don't take control, I work with them. So I empower them to be in charge of what's happening in our therapy sessions together. So again, they have to do their homework, because it's an important part of their healing process. Next slide. So for my marketing, one of the things was really building a consultative sales process. And that's really where I take the time to consult with my clients and explain what's going to happen over the 12 weeks. If people purchase packages, they can get a discount for purchasing packages. Another thing I did with Ethel is we updated the website, and I am so very happy of what we came out with. It's beautiful now. So my classmates, who gave me a lot of feedback on my website in the beginning, if you go back and see now, it's all been updated and it's very clean. And so I want to also generate and maintain an email list, which I wasn't very good at before. So that's something that I'm going to start doing. And then another suggestion was to do videos on how people can use essential oils, making it very short, simple, and sweet, and telling them the benefits and how to use the oils. And then the biggest thing, so I was going to create the salts and sell them, but we decided to use that as a giveaway, as a part of the massage experience that I will present for my clients. Next slide, please. So this is my projection chart that Jeremy helped me to focus on and to see that just by adding 2 massages a week, this is what at the end of next year my my business could look like. And so I'm excited about that. So I'll give you a moment to look at that. And next slide, please. All right, so call me to schedule your appointment today or to purchase a gift for someone who needs some nurturing care. Nadia Ziad at 720-231-8745. Or you can reach me at yahwehshands@gmail.com. And my website is yahwehshands.abmp.com. And don't forget to check out my website, you guys. I'm so proud of what me and Ethel did. It's fabulous. Thank you. Any questions?
Yes, great job. That was an amazing presentation.
Yeah.
Great job, Nadia. Congrats.
Thank you.
Yeah, and my shout out to you would be, one, you asked so many great questions, and I think not only did you learn so much and you were so proactive about, like I said, it's a very self-directed program, Thrive Is, and you really embodied that and took so much away, and you can really see how much you got out of the program and how you took things every week and were applying them, and that was really awesome to see. So I want to give you props for that. So I'll stop the share for a second so we can all see each other again. But our panelists, if you have a couple questions for Nadia or any comments or feedback.
Don't cut the video because I'm laying down. Don't let nobody see me.
Hi, Nadia. Congratulations on an amazing presentation.
Hello.
Hi. My question is, how do you have like a plan or a marketing plan or a sort of a pitch where you transition your clients from workers' comp into a personal client? Is that something that you explored during this process?
So Ethel and we talk about that a little bit. And so one of the things my clients were kind of like, when I told them the price. So one thing that I tried with one of my clients was, because they were like, well, I can't afford $120. And so because I had so when I first mentioned it to Ethel, I said, well, I told them that I would allow them to pay the workman's comp price. And she was like, no, you're in business. She's like, you can't just give it away. And I'm like, I'm not. They're paying $60. And she's like, no, Nadia. And I was like, ah. And so one of the things we did is we came up with a thing that I could do a sliding scale fee. And I talked to another massage therapist, and it's kind of what she does in her business. And so it's for people, because there are clients that I do have one. She is a personal, she transferred to personal, but she pays the regular fee. And I know that that's not everybody. So the pitch is kind of like, I have to take it by client, because it's going to depend on, so I guess the answer would be no, because I have to take it by client to see what's going to be there. Because they do ask me questions like, how much is it going to cost if I want to keep seeing you, because I want to keep getting my massages. And when I tell them the cost, and I did say that we could do a sliding scale fee. I did say that we could do if you can get 3 people to come, then you can get a massage for free. So I do offer that. And one lady she got 2 people, and so she's working on her 3rd. So just, I'm just trying to think of ways to make it easy for people who can't afford it. to still be able to come. So it just depends on the client. So I'm going to take it case by case. So I don't have a real pitch yet, and so I'll be working on that.
Thank you so much. It sounds like you have a deeply personal approach, and that in and of itself is like, that is a unique and frankly something I think we all need right now. It's like a personal connection. So thanks for talking about it.
You're welcome.
Nadia, looks like there's a question for you in the chat. Abu said, are you available to do travel workshops?
Travel workshops? Travel workshops, yes. Travel massage, no, because I'm not able to carry a table anymore. So I would be willing to travel and teach people, yes.
Yeah, congratulations, Nadia. I think this is really great. We talked on the phone. I'm really excited about this new plan and this new vision. It sounds like you learned a very big lesson towards the beginning of the program.
Yes.
What was that like? How did that feel, like having that realization?
Well, it's it can be kind of like, oh wow, like really. But I think when you are able to pivot, is the word that we learned, when you're able to pivot and find a different place for it, I think that makes it easier to not look at it as like my idea was a failure. So being able to offer it still as a way for the clients to use it as a part of their experiential healing gift. So that makes it even better for me.
Awesome.
So yeah.
Cool. Anyone else have anything for Nadia? Definitely want to just again applaud you again. Your journey has been amazing, and I'm super excited to see what you do. The projection, that's really exciting to see that, and I love the work that you did during this course. It's been amazing. And again, like I said, just so much, the contributions that you made to the class were amazing. Again, you guys were so great to each other. Like, I just can't say that enough.
Hey, Vanessa.
Hey,
can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hi, it's Ethel McGlynn. So I'm so sorry to be late, and I missed the presentation, but I did want to just recognize and applaud this process and this project. I just feel like Nadia especially had such an amazing experience by trusting the process and using all the tools and the working class to come to such an authentic, just genuine conclusion about her business and what she's trying to accomplish and the why behind it. It was very special to be able to witness it. So I just want to thank the program. I want to thank Nadia. It was really an incredible journey, this particular one, because there was such a big pivot that sort of poured out into a really great, authentic place that I think is going to become a thriving business.
Thank you.
Yeah, for
sure. Well done.
Thank you.
Yeah, and thank you, Ethel. I'm glad you were able to jump on. Just so you know, Nadia sang your praises throughout the entire presentation. So thank you so much for all that you do for RMFI.
Right on. Okay, well, that's great. Yeah, it was really very special. It was just so amazing that the process works. You just have to trust it and take it step by step, and the things you uncover and learn put you at a better place.
And that was the commercial for the Thrive Business Accelerator for
Thank goodness it was recorded. That can just be replayed
I
again.
know, I'm like, this is great. I'm just gonna pull that segment and run that as the ad for this. But yeah, no, it honestly, I kept using the word journey and describing like working on your capstones and that you're really capturing what this journey looks like. And that's what a lot of you really did. And so it's been very cool to like see from start to finish and that pivot, it happens. Yeah.
All right, thank you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. And then Marviana, we're gonna move on to you. You can feel free to stay off camera. I'm gonna share the screen and you can take over and just let me know.
Yeah, Marietta.
Switch.
Let's go, Queen.
So let me get you up on the screen here. Oh. Yeah, so just
all right, family.
You got this.
Hello, everybody. Bringing up the rear as usual. Okay. I want to thank everybody for being here tonight, but here we go. My name is Marviana Armstrong. I'm the CCO of Ajabu Accessories, and my capstone project was about me getting a new website presence, an online presence, and getting my books together. Next slide. Finding my Ajabu in the future. Finding my Ajabu is a phrase that I put together when I was in boot camp because Ajabu means marvelous, and I had to find a way to find my marvelous again. So now I'm still looking for it, but it's going to be in my future. It's no longer in my past. Starting a business and becoming an entrepreneur has really been a test of my character. The last 4 weeks have been very, very challenging. I've been moving. I hurt myself at work. I've had my capstone. Yeah, the sky is falling and everything else could have happened. And every day I tried to quit, but good old Brandy wouldn't let me. Most of our conversations were about, you can do this, you got this, you know what to do, just go ahead and get it done. So starting as of yesterday, I established a schedule to contact 5 people every day. 5 people 3 days a week for 2 hours. I take the time to either contact by email, phone call, or going to visit them to establish my wholesale community. Next slide. Establishing an accounting system. I started using QuickBooks, creating my online presence. My website should be launched by Friday. I've been working with a good programmer. He's getting all my pictures and stuff together. At first, they didn't go over like they were supposed to, but now we've gotten all the bugs out. Things should be online by Friday. Again, maintaining and growing that wholesale relationship. Right now, I am in a Kente Express, and I'm also in a shop called Miss Mildred's Dress Shop. Miss Mildred also invited me to do a pop-up at one of her fashion shows. I've also been invited to be at Wakanda on Welton. That is going to be so great. I'm looking so forward to that. I've also been invited to visit with the pre-Kwanzaa celebration down in Colorado Springs to do wholesaling with with one of their stores down there and also be a vendor. Next slide. how I plan to thrive and grow. Next slide. In 3 months, I plan to create and establish a new line of products, which would consist of t-shirts, hoodies, hats. I would also like to create another line that includes little acclimates and affirmations that I have learned along the way. One that I have established or I created while being in the Thrive program is Thrive. Today's happiness and rewards in various endeavors. That's how I thrive. That's how I'm going to move on. In 6 months, I plan to hire 1 employee to help me with the basic painting, staining, and assembly of my jewelry. It doesn't take much, but I'm so picky. It's gonna take somebody extraordinary to help me, or I'm gonna have to duplicate myself and then hire myself. So we're gonna have to see how that 6-month thing is gonna work out. In 9 months, I plan to keep doing the pop-ups that I've been doing, but instead of showing up with my table and my chairs and my tent, I want to purchase a vehicle so I can just open the doors and invite you in to look at my things. Next slide. I would like to end my presentation with thank yous. I have a long list of them. First, starting with Ryan, Jeremy, Romalis, Emily, I'm so glad you're here. Oh my goodness. Sarah, you're here too. Oh my goodness. Sarah has taken my earrings around the world. So great to have her as a mentor, a friend. Brandy. Brandy listened to me cry more so about my personal life than about the job. She never questioned my business sense. She always helped me to stay encouraged. Patrick, your emails, amazing. Thank you. To all my classmates, Shahada, every time I see you have my earrings on. Thank you. Vanessa, last but not least, you put up with so much for me. I thank you. Words of encouragement, do what it takes to stay sustainable. Never quit. Somebody will support you. And it's going to be a total stranger because all of my support have come from total strangers or from the family that I have created at RMMFI. That's it. Thank you, everybody. Sorry for crying.
I'm not crying, you're crying.
We all have.
Warm belly went up there.
Great job.
Love you, Marv.
Guys.
Excellent job, Mariana.
And I just want to, again, like, I got to give my shout outs after each one of you goes. You, again, so many of you, like, during this, like, so many things came up for so many of us. I'm like, we were on a journey during this program, and your resilience and your ability to just keep getting back up, to continue going, to stay so positive, really working to find that marvelous. And my goodness, all the things that you have on the horizon coming up, absolutely amazing. I'm like, again, like, we'll just play this whole slideshow when we're encouraging people to join the program, because it can be very easy to have these things knock you down. You've got all kinds of changes going on, and for you to keep pushing. One of the things I really admired because I had someone that shared an opportunity for someone to just have a free booth, and you were someone that, like, jumped on that and got on that. You're on it for every opportunity that comes up. You really take advantage of as many things as you possibly can. And you maintain that positive attitude, and you encourage others. And I just gotta say, I mean, I was like, I'm just gonna keep these glasses on so nobody can see these.
I blame it on the onions that they're cutting in the other room.
I don't know who's cutting onions in here tonight, but yeah, I just wanted to say, thank you for continuing to just keep showing up and showing up for yourself, because that's been a huge part of what you did during this process. And so with that, I will turn it over to our panelists. If anybody has any questions, comments, if anybody just wants to, give some more applause, we could do that too.
I would love to give some props. Thank you so much for your candor and for your honesty about the struggle. It was really moving, but also I happen to know that Sarah has one of the best earring collections of any woman in Denver. So while you were talking, I literally went on your website to look at the earrings, because I also like a big earring. So I guess my question for you is, you did talk a lot about sort of the challenges. Is there one moment that stands out for you as sort of as a moment where you're like, I want to call it aha, but like as a sort of moment where things really came into focus for you, or where you felt like you learned something, or that everything kind of started to crystallize? It sounds like this was a really big journey of learning and support.
One of the biggest things was I had started moving about 3 weeks ago, and I hurt myself at work. I hurt my arm, and I ended up on 2-pound restrictions. Nobody has 2 pounds worth of anything in their home. I'm a single parent, and I had to get my 3 kids to help me. And corralling them and getting my utilities established, this and that, I just said, forget it. I'm gonna go make some earrings. I'm not gonna deal with it. I'll let you guys go ahead and move all of it, because there's really nothing that I can do about it. And since I can't do anything about that, I'm gonna handle what I can handle. So I finally got all of my utilities. I went without Wi-Fi for like 2 weeks. I had to call Vanessa and get help with calling in, and I wanted to quit then. It was like, forget it. I'm just done. I don't think I showed up to class that day until it was like a half an hour later. But then I got a call from Brandy. She cracked that whip and told me, you could do this. You got this, Mark. Go ahead. And just, just encouragement. I just never felt so appreciated.
Thank you so much,
Marv. We love you.
Thank you.
And Marviana used to be terrified of public speaking, and I feel like maybe you still are, but you are so good at it. Every time I hear you present, you're so good at it. I can't tell, and I would never have known that you're terrified of it, except from knowing you from side conversations. But amazing job. Thank you for sharing.
I get so emotional. I get so
honest,
emotional.
and we appreciate it.
Marviana, this is Sarah Kraft. I don't have a question for you, but I just wanted to say that I know your story and I've followed you for a while. And one thing that you have been good at since day one is you know how to sell your product. I am not a earring person, and I walked away from an event with a pair of your earrings because you were able to convince me that I needed them. So, and they are gorgeous and I wear them all the time. But yeah, that is one thing that I know that you're good at. And whenever I see you at these markets and festivals, you have a way of connecting with people, and I think that's awesome.
Thank you.
Marviana, tell me about your sweatshirts and your t-shirts that you're rolling out.
Well, the phrase finding a jabu, when people ask me what a jabu means and I'm able to explain that to them, it just, whenever like my repeat customers, I see them out, they say, I found my ajabu, and they'll touch the earrings or they'll touch the necklace that I made or something like that. And I just thought that would be a really good idea.
Awesome. Nice job.
Thank you.
All right, awesome. Well, thank you again so much, Marviana. And next, Marta, we're going to have you go. So I will pop your slideshow up. And then and as we've been doing, just let me know when you want me to switch slides, hang out on any particular slide a little longer.
Wow, that was emotional. So thank you, Mariana. Everything feels like I just was realizing that everything's come full circle for me. Wow, I was not expecting to share this. My name is Marta Loya. I'm a psychotherapist, life coach. My company name is Blissful Life LLC. I am really shaken after Marviana because I just realized that the same mentors I had 20 years ago, graduating from my GED class, were the same mentors that sent me to RMMFI. So yes, when other people support you, it's amazing. And I think that it's beautiful to see how other people come on board in our journeys. And if we can go to the next slide, tie it all together, because I came into RMMFI with a huge issue. I didn't know how to do marketing and branding, and I just needed help. I'm good at what I do, but I just didn't know how to put it out there. So my initial capstone journey was branding and finding a way to, just market my business on social media. And everything got really complex because after COVID, I think all of our lives changed, and I closed my office, my practice, and I moved to the mountains to do some personal healing that needed to be done. And in that personal healing, I went more in depth into energy healing and techniques, and I just dove into it. I did more of a clinical approach before. I did a lot of victims comps and domestic violence cases, and then I just really love the whole energy aspect of what I do now. So just coming up with the brand positioning statement was huge, and I'm forever grateful to my mentor, Matthew. And it was just finding a way to really put myself out there, because I literally felt like I was in a spiritual closet for a while, trying to really put my ideas out there on how I help people heal. And it's just coming out here and letting everybody know that I use energy techniques to actually help people heal. And there's more that happens in trauma than a lot of talk therapy or psychotherapy goes into play. Different regions of the brain react differently. So it's really beautiful to now be able to explain what I do. And it's just help, like it says on here, every day I improve the emotional and physical well-being of my clients, offering therapy, guidance, and just overcome the challenges that they face. I think we all go through so many things, and just finding someone that really understands and bonds with us and helps us and assists us through our journey is very special. Can we go to the next slide, please? And this was huge. Matthew and I really worked on coming up with a service menu of what my offerings are now. And I've always had, one-on-one sessions, but that's, people I see, individuals once a week. I see them biweekly, I see them monthly. And through this personal journey and the healing journey, I have different offerings now, like for example, wound healing, heart healing, removing blockages. And a lot of those blockages come from past trauma or things that we live throughout our lives. Another service that I was very nervous in bringing in, because I was just doing these for very close friends, were aura cleanses and tarot readings. So that's something else that I've incorporated. And like I said, it went from branding and marketing and thinking about videos to completely expanding on creating crystal jewelry, putting crystal bundles together to assist clients in different areas of their life, which is love, finances, clearing, and just helping people feel well all around. And yeah, that's been a dream or a project that I had going on, and I just have it on my vision board on my whiteboard, and it was sitting there for over a year. So joining the RM5 Business Accelerator Club was amazing because the things that were once on my to-do list have really come into fruition. Another thing we really worked on was just creating a list of my like packages, which include the monthly sessions, the biweekly sessions, and the weekly sessions. And this was, I still haven't put the prices on there. I'm still trying to increase prices and do all those things on there. However, this really assists, especially when I put myself on Facebook and I get a lot of like incoming traffic on messages and people just wanting advice online. And Matthew had a great idea. He said, yeah, like just link your website that's now in progress and just link your information and send over a package. And that just really helped smooth out that sales technique from here's my information and reach out to me. So this for me has been amazing because I now know first and foremost what I offer, who I am, and how to put my services out there. Can we go to the next slide, please? We also, I used to do videos for my online platforms before, but since I didn't know what my brand was, now it's, you know, I have, once you have an identity, you know who you're targeting and what you're looking for. So here are just some video ideas that we, Matthew and I came up with. So with anxiety, I found in my experience that a lot of people do not really know what anxiety is, and I myself was one of them. 15 years ago thinking I was having heart attacks or strokes, and in reality, it was anxiety. I was going to the ER unnecessarily, but I didn't know that at the time. So explaining what anxiety really is, and I think when I work with my clients and once they understand the flight for fight mode and what really happens in the body, that's huge. That's a big difference because normally when you are experiencing anxiety, it will snowball and create more. So that's a really awesome video that I am planning to make. Another one would be grounding. And that is just being in your body. That's just being present. That's just being in your environment. And that's just being in tune. A lot of the times we freak out because we hear our heartbeat, but we're so disconnected that we've never really heard a heartbeat. So it's just kind of coming in and connecting with ourselves. And I would say the third video that I planned is I think just the feeling alone in the personal journey. That's what I see a lot from my clients, and just wanting to find answers and support and not really having that. And I think when we're in the searching stages of our journey, that's very, very isolating. And also, it's also very, I would say, we kind of think we're the problem when in reality there are just so many things being changed within ourselves and our environment. So I think those would be great videos for me to start with. Again, can we go to this next slide? Another thing that came about was renting an office space. Working from home has become very isolating for myself. However, I would say 90% of my practice is still going to go back to the one-on-one sessions that I do virtually with all my clients. And I plan to keep those virtual just because of the amount of energy exchange that I do with clients. I practically go into their energy field and extract a lot of that's going on. So I like the fact that we are in very different spaces. But within the space that I will be renting, it would be every Saturday. And This is mostly for the aura cleanses and that I would be doing for clients, and that starts November 5th. So this Saturday coming up, I'm very excited. And I did, Matthew also helped me with this. He was so amazing throughout the journey. And I was debating whether if I was going to go back into a traditional office where I rented on my own, which I'd done for many years in the past, or sharing office space from a spa. I decided to go with the renting office space because of the commitment. It's, you know, the financial commitment is not as large. Another one is I do need that sense of community and being around others' positive energy. I really like this healing space. We will also have like in-house referrals, which would be really cool. And one of the great things about it was it includes a retail space, so I can just display my crystal bundle boxes, my bracelets, and items that I have for customers. And another thing that Matthew and I talked about is the potential in these. Also, just having them in the retail space do help with customer support, supporting clients right now, but also customer acquisition, having my information listed if they need additional support. So I think that's going to be a really cool idea to just have my stuff out there and bring in more customers. And yeah, that would give me also an opportunity, like I said, to do the aura cleanses and readings in person. That's what the office space would be for. Can we go to the next slide? And oh my God, before this Accelerator Club, I was doing everything myself. I would say a few Excel sheets. I schedule, I touch base with clients. I remind them. So right now there's a lot of things in the works, which is we're creating products and labels, creating more of the presents for the products and the line that I want to have. I am in the process of having an app to set appointment reminders to help with that. And also a QR code to access a website. I still don't have that yet as far as the website, but the website's being well, English and Spanish. I'm fluent in both languages, and it will also include a calendar. And I know that that's going to save a lot of time for me, and it's just going to help with things being a lot more smooth on my end. So when I really thought I was working on 3 things within the program, I feel like it was just like a never ending journey. However, it's been amazing because I feel like it's totally ramped up my business to another level that I thought I was going to achieve next year, but it's happening. So thank you all for your support. Next slide. All right, so I was on track with thank yous, and thank you to all my classmates. Vanessa, you guys have been amazing, always there to assist. And Matthew, my mentor, thank you, thank you. It was just an amazing journey, and I am all in love with RMMFI, so I do send a lot of people your way because I'm like, you need to get like focused, because I feel like being an entrepreneur can be a very isolating and lonely journey. So this was amazing. Thank you all.
Awesome. Congrats, Marta. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Great job, Marta.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. And congratulations again. I love seeing just how your project sprouted legs and so many other things have come up. And I do want to say that we're looking at just the things that we are looking to expand in the Thrive phase for our entrepreneurs. And I know that you are, so we'll definitely be sharing that information. And I know that you are someone who's looking for just more ways to stay plugged in with the community, keep that motivation going. Again, like the program is so helpful because it does just give you that like moment to pause and focus in on those things each week, and you've gotten a lot done. And this time it's really inspiring. So I'm super excited for you.
Thank you.
Big thanks to you. All right. Does anyone have any questions? Any of our panelists, if you have questions or comments for Nora?
Yeah, Marta, what I know it's been first of all, great presentation. Congratulations on completing the TBA program. I know it's been a number of years since you did the boot camp.
Yes.
You know, what was this experience like compared to the boot camp, and and then what are you looking forward to specifically in the next 3 months?
It was a very different experience, I would say, but also similar because I feel like I was pivoting or transitioning and evolving in my business. So it was really cool because it just, I think once you start doing business for so many years, you can fall into certain habits that are not so great for your business, and then you lose track of what needs, accountability and all of those things. And I tend to be a very loner wolf at times, and coming back and having a mentor and accountability. But I would have to say the biggest impact this time is the mentorship. I would greatly suggest that RMMFI keeps that, because the one-on-one mentorship was just amazing for me. And where do I see myself in 3 months? Well, I am looking forward to attend farmers markets in the spring and the summer, just because now I know what I'm offering. Before, I was like hiding under a rock because I didn't know how to explain what I did. It was like too out there sometimes. So now I have a clear vision, and I can see a lot of focus now on what I offer. Are we frozen?
I don't think so. Did anyone else have any other questions or comments before we continue on with our evening? All right. Well, again, just congratulations on everything, on getting your project going, and all the things that you have on the horizon. I think it's really cool how you've diversified what you're doing with your business and are able to get it out there. And I think you're going to be really successful moving forward. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Really great job, Martha. Thank you for your
Thank you,
openness and sharing. You
guys.
did a really wonderful job.
Thank you, Emily.
Great job.
So
thank you.
Yeah. So Donna was going to try to pop back on. I actually see her writing a message to me right now, but she is trying to nurse her baby at the moment. So I will share screen and pop up some of her presentation for you guys. One of the things that she had decided to focus in on with her project was to get her website up and running, and just have a more of a platform for CMOS Mafia. And so some of you may be familiar with CMOS, but it's red algae that's grown directly from earth, and there's lots of nutritional benefit to it. It alkalizes your bloodstream, and as she states here in this slide, is really important because diseases can't survive in the alkaline environment. So it's actually becoming a little bit more popular, and a lot of people are starting to learn about CMOS. And so she's got her, again, woman-owned business. She explains a lot about like ways that you can consume CMOS and other herbs to optimize your health. And so that is really the messaging that she's been putting out. And so she's been looking at what she was focusing on was a lot of problem solving and trying to figure out what to focus on in order to be able to do all of these different things like managing inventory and educating her customers and what was going to be the best way to automate sales and how she going to reach new customers and all these things. And what she ended up landing on was that her website would be a big platform to be able to do that. And so some of the things that we had discussed and that she was looking at doing with her business was being able to answer frequently asked questions, have a place where customers can place their order directly to her. She can push direct traffic back as she's building brand awareness, direct traffic back to her website, and just continue to help by getting those questions and kind of learning back and forth with her community, and being able to share more information in that way. And she talked a little bit also with me about like tapping into her social media, ways that she could re-engage there, and again, tying these things back in together. And so that is and so she outlined here what kind of the process that she went through, and was saying that the course was actually very helpful because we went through both business automation, where we talked about all the different tools that we could use to make our businesses more efficient with working smarter and not harder piece, and then also looking at we looked at e-commerce, and so what were different hosting sites and pros and cons and those types of things. And she did again, like she's juggling with a little baby that's nursing. So she managed to really be dedicated throughout the course and working on all of this at the same time, often with baby in hand. And so she spent time with me on a regular basis, also just touching base to ask questions and run some ideas by. But she shopped for a domain, went for picking the website, creating a website, getting it tested. And so ultimately that is a big piece of what she was looking at. And these are some of the ways that she was looking into, like I said, re-engaging her social media and being able to drive more traffic to the website now that she has done that revamping and being able to push there and ultimately be able to have the business be something that can kind of run itself, especially because she does have a lot of product that had that inventory and had some regular customers, but now being able to have the website gives her an opportunity to really grow that audience and that engagement. So wanted to give again like big shout outs to her because she's really juggling again like this group, the amount of things that the fact that everyone had such good attendance and was so dedicated, so engaged, has such good questions and feedback for one another when you all have been juggling so many things. We had babies in this group. Lots of us experienced losses this year. All kinds of stuff is always coming up for entrepreneurs. So the finances, the moves, all that stuff. It just has been really impressive that so many people have been really just so dedicated and managed to really take so many things from this, even if some of the material were things that you were familiar with. I watched each one of you really take that information and bring it back and actually put it into action. And that was something that Sadana really did with her business, was taking those things that she could use to really push her business along and take it to the next level. And so that is something I'm really excited to see her do now that she is creating a place where she can drive that traffic. And this can be something that continues to run because she is now looking at just expanding other business ventures and things like that along the way as well. So I'm super excited for her. And if we can just give her a round of applause, because she is gonna watch the recording. Want her to get her love.
Woo, way to go, Sadana.
Mommy, take
Good job, mommy.
Yep. Yeah, like I said, we had the
Good
mama.
job.
We were working hard. But yeah, so in continuing on with our evening, one, I just want to say congratulations to every single one of you in the program. The level of dedication, the empathy and respect that you all show to one another and honestly, the leaps and bounds that you made in your business. Some of you started off with multiple ideas and one idea, and every single one of you did more than I think you probably expected yourselves to do. And I can see that all of you are like, okay, and on to the next thing, and continuing with what we did here. So I just wanted to say a big congratulations to all of you. It was very just amazing that you all were able to do that. I did have.
Well, Vanessa, I want to just cut in real quick while you pull up those slides. And I want to congratulate you, Vanessa, as the trainer and the leader of this program. We're all super proud at RMFI of the work that you've done. You also, alongside all of the entrepreneurs, had a lot going on in your life. You jumped right into the job, you jumped right into the program, and just thank you for all your hard work. And we can tell that it's paying off. So thank you.
Thanks, Jeremy. I really appreciate it.
Woo! You're amazing.
I loved doing this. It's been a beautiful experience, and I'm so excited to continue to work with other groups here at RMFI, especially in the different phases. Got an idea lab coming up, so excited to do that. And I think it'll be really exciting to see those folks go from idea lab to maybe, you know, seeing them and thrive in the future, and getting to see this journey. I think that's one of my favorite things, is that I follow all of the entrepreneurs from all the different cohorts, past, present, the newbies, and everything. So I really just like to see what everyone is doing with their business, and support and share your information with other people. So I'll definitely be continuing to do that. But that's it for our presentations. And so we'll move on to kind of our next pieces with the evening. So capstone presentations complete. Woohoo for all of you. You can exhale. You got the public speaking piece out of the way. We'll have to update that, and we still got on the slide. But we have you guys will get a certificate of completion. We are looking at getting those to you guys, if we can get them to you in person, but you guys will get them one way or another, send them to you, or have them to you when we have our in-person celebration. I wanted to give a shout out for perfect attendance to Jessica Berry, Michael Brown, Sadonna Ray, and Laura Easley, who were there every single week. And also just a shout out to the entire class, because anyone who did miss class always was so good about reaching out to me, letting me know about stuff ahead of time. You guys were so diligent. Folks were like, is the recording up yet? Because I want to make sure that I get to like check in and watch. And as I was saying with Sadonna, I'm like, she was there every week, even though she was like literally like had a baby in her arm for almost every evening that she was there in class. So big shout out to everybody. The level of dedication that you guys showed was amazing. And Jeremy, did we update all the numbers here? Because I don't know if we've launched more businesses and if our numbers are even higher now, because I know that we did hit our $1 million mark this year.
Yeah, I think Jeremy hopped off, but that looks correct. Oh,
okay. Yes. Thanks, Ryan. Yeah. So so I mean, like RMFI, the amount of growth that has happened, one for all of our entrepreneurs, but also for us as an organization as well. It's been amazing to see, especially because, like I said, I got involved from Idea Lab all the way through to now, to my business being 2 years in, and now working with the organization directly as an employee. So I've seen a lot of growth. We've got our new official CEO. So many people, there were promotions today. So, I mean, just celebrations all around. But thank you so much to the team, Emma, working with our volunteers, Patrick, keeping up with everybody. Just so many thanks. Everybody that popped into session, supported everyone throughout this. Just big thank yous to everybody. If there's any of our entrepreneurs who want to share one or two main takeaways that you got from the program. I know some of you guys did along the way, but if anybody else wants to share, please do so now. Feel free to unmute and hop on in there.
Yeah, hi, this is Michael Brown. I would say I just appreciate RMFMI for just the mentors that you guys find and have on working with us, dedicating their time, dealing with families and everything else, but just helping us and giving us ideas and for our minds to expand and do the work that you guys want us to do so we can be entrepreneurs, so we can make our businesses work. And it's a great program. You guys have a lot of people behind you, and I'm just grateful to be a part of it. I'm just to the bottom of my heart, I'm very grateful.
Thanks so much, Michael. Yeah, again, I appreciated you just being a light every single week. It was fantastic. It was a pleasure. And no matter what was going on, you maintained a really positive attitude. So I really appreciate that you feel like you got a lot out of the program.
And I was just gonna jump in and also say, ditto what he said, but I like how you guys are very thoughtful in who you partner us with and keep reminding us that, group networking always helps, bring out the ideas or the thoughts that you're really trying to get to. Another shout out to Harmony for, having me reverse engineer where I wanted to go to keep me focused on what really was at stake and where I needed to be. So that perfect pick was good. We started off a little rocky just because my schedule was crazy. And I wasn't ready, but I got ready, was encouraged, and that was everything. So thank you.
Thanks so much, Sean. I really appreciate that.
I want to also say, in the beginning with my mentor as well, when we first started talking about, I was just like, no, just the workbook is all I'm concerned about. She was like, but we might have time to work on some other things. And I was like, no, just the workbook. And I like the fact that when Vanessa was picking someone for me, she was like, yeah, we're gonna put Nadia with Ethel because Nadia's kind of no nonsense and Ethel is gonna keep her on her toes and not really let her, get off on track. And so it was a great pairing. So thank you so much. Good job, Vanessa. Good call.
Thanks for that. Honestly, it was funny. That was one of my first favorite things I did. I was like, ooh, because so many times in the past when I was working and hiring and stuff, and I'd be like, oh, these people will work well together, but that wasn't necessarily my call. I was like, all I can do is bring you in here. I can't necessarily put the people together, but getting to do that was cool. And I think it really shows how much you guys got from your mentors and just that you really took advantage of those relationships because you really get out of it what you decide to take out of it and what you decide to put in it, and all you guys really you really put in to get, as you can hear, all these things that you guys have gotten done and that you have on the horizon. You guys took it and ran with it, and that's exactly what we aim to have people do in the program because it is so self-directed. You can get as much out of it as you want to, and you guys really did. So gotta give you guys props for that. Did anyone else want to share any takeaways from the program?
I would.
Sure.
I learned a lot of resilience doing this. This one was really tough. I appreciate the support from everybody in the cohort, from the staff at RMMFI, all the way to my boot camp buddy, Shahada. Man, my Idea Lab, Emily, my mentor, Sarah. It's just a great place to be. You guys are awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, and just I don't know, applause to everyone that took part in the program. There's so many. Again, our volunteers and our mentors are such a huge part of what we do here at RMMFI. We couldn't do what we do without you. So I just want to say another big thank you because it's really an essential part. I even still am in touch with one of my mentors from boot camp who still just pops in and reaches out to check in, even though she doesn't have to. She just still pops in and is like, what's going on, and giving resources. So I know just what a good mentor can do for you, and just helping you feel supported along the way. Because like you said, stuff comes up every day, every week is always something. So you guys did a great job with that, of just, staying focused and keeping applauding along and really leaning on the resources that were available to you. Okay. And so just as a reminder on some of what's being offered to you. So getting to this next phase with RMMFI, now that you guys have you graduated from boot camp, you've done the Thrive Business Accelerator. And so we do continue to support you, and there are more levels for you to reach within RMMFI. So access to Thrive and Growth loans up to $75,000. And we will have upcoming grad workshops and things like that, talking about the different ways to access capital. So we have other one-on-one specialized mentorship if you want it, participation in the grad workshops, like we said, Bamboo Club, the RMMFI Alumni Association for continued resources. Yeah, I mean, continue to tap into all those networks, again, utilizing everything. We may do the Ugly Sweater party again in December. Again, you guys, we do have plans to have our in-person get together. Since we push things back, I am going to send out to you guys just a series of dates. And so you guys can kind of like let me know, and I want to see which date is going to be the one where most of you are available. So we'll go with that. And you'll be able to invite, so mentors will be invited to that. You'll also be able to invite family and friends. And just an opportunity for us to actually like see each other in the flesh, and just have an opportunity to just have a good time and celebrate just all the amazing accomplishments that you guys have done with this. And then I don't know if anybody else, if there's any other announcements that any other RMMFI staff wanted to share, or anything else upcoming, please go ahead and do so now.
Great job, everyone. Thank you for just announcements, Vanessa, and just the efforts and everything that you've just putting it together and leading it. So great job, everyone. Again, we do have one announcement. I just want to make everyone, hopefully in the future, or not hopefully in the future, we're going to do a follow-up call, just a goal or kind of a checkup to see where everyone's at. Hopefully, not hopefully, but I'm sure the camaraderie will still be there, and the support. And in the meantime, keep your eye out for the Bamboo Club events, for some additional activities to do. And that's it. It was just great to be a part of it, and great to see everyone's growth. So way to go.
Yeah, absolutely. And also some of you already have tapped into opportunities to volunteer with us or be mentors and things like that. Keep that stuff in mind. Again, our volunteers are everything, and a lot of you have a lot to offer. So definitely look at other ways that you can tap into our resources and also be a resource yourself to others who are going through the programming. So huge thank you to everybody. And again, like big, huge applause to everyone. Again, everybody that was involved. There took a village to have this program be off the ground. Everyone that worked so hard getting it together, and all of you who participated and worked so hard throughout these weeks that we had together. So just want to say thank you again, and thank you to everyone who showed up tonight to support. You guys are amazing, and we definitely love you so much.
Thank you.
Congratulations, everyone.
Congratulations.
Great work.
Congrats, everybody. Thank you.
Congratulations, everybody.
Good job, everybody.
Yes, looking forward to meeting everybody in person.
Yeah, I'm super excited for that. So yeah, again.
Yes. Yes, thank you.
I'll send out like the dates to you guys, and then I want to pick whatever date is going to make it where as many of us as possible can actually be there. And again, bring the family and friends, mentors, please show up. I'll send that invite out to you guys as well, and anybody else in the RMMFI family that wants to come and celebrate with us. I'm pretty sure that we're going to be at Pendestry. Shahada, thanks for the shout out. and recommendation for that location. Again, just always giving those resources, girl. We appreciate it. Everybody. Thank you so much for attending tonight and supporting our entrepreneurs in their endeavors and these big goals that they reached and honestly killed these 10 weeks. So just thank you again, and everybody have a good night.
Well done, everybody.
Thank you, everybody.
Vanessa,
you're
Bye.
Everybody.
Bye. Good night.